Hi guys, so welcome to our third session for today. For those of you who are only joining today, please sign up. We have one more free session next week on Saturday at 4 p.m. So if you haven't signed up yet and you just went to this meeting link, please sign up here so you can also get access to the replays. Okay, so for today, we're going to be talking about how we can create content that attracts our dream clients. So before anything else, we have a Facebook group. So please find us at Freelancer Virtual Assistants on Facebook. And if you leave a review on our FB page, you will receive an e-certificate after our fourth session, which is next week. So please leave a review. It'll help us improve. Okay, and for today's agenda, we're going to be talking about content posting, why and the rules, common mistakes that people make when posting, psychology hacks, how to identify your ideal clients, content repurposing, and lead generation. So a few house rules. So again, we'll be providing the replays to the attendees as soon as we can. Please, let's engage. I'll be asking you a few questions, so if you can drop your comments then sa chat. And we will entertain all questions at the end of the session. So if you can and you're serious about starting your VA journey, please try to keep distractions to a minimum or keep your tabs closed. Okay, so if you stay through the very end, we're going to give you access to our free ChatGPT prompts that will help you start making content as a VA kahit never ka pa nagka-client, kahit mag-uumpisa ka pa lang. Okay, so this is only available for those who will stay on until the very end. So we're not gonna make it available for people who are not joining us live. Okay, and also for those of you who just got our link to join today's session and you didn't get it through email, we are sending emails to our list. So please sign up for our next masterclass in the link pinned in the chat, so you can always get our emails. And if it comes in your promotions tab from Freelancer Virtual Assistants, please just move it to your primary. Okay, kasi bi-weekly we're going to be sending job opportunities so you can apply for your next or your first gig. Okay, and again, also, we're still selling our Ultimate Freelancers Kit. You're going to get access to the replays for 60 days only, but if you purchase the kit, you're going to have a whole year access. And also, you're going to get access to all our templates. So Instagram outreach scripts, what are you going to tell the clients, all these scripts and other caption ideas and post content ideas. Okay, so now let's go. So why should you create content anyway? So if you missed our last session, we talked about you either treat being a VA as a business or you treat it as another form of employment. So if you treat it like a business, you need to have content para you're more able to take control of your rates, of how much you charge. Kasi kung mag-a-apply ka lang, parang hindi mo pinapakita sa client mo na, alam mo yun, hindi mo siya ina-attract to work with you. What you're doing is, halos, you're going to give him the power or her the power to choose you. That gets? So, compared to creating content and attracting your client, you're the one who holds power whether you want to work with the client or not. But if you're applying for a VA position and you're treating it like employment, and by that, you're not creating content, you are at the mercy of your client na siya magdidictate ng rates mo. So, when you create content, magugulat ka na lang, it is your client who will ask you your rates. But if you are the one who is applying, it's the client who will give you what their budget is. Okay, so there's a difference. Okay, so why do we need to create it anyway? So content shows, not tells. When you are applying for a VA job, you're telling your client, pick me, please. But if you're creating content, you're showing people what you can do, and kung gusto nila, they can book a call with you, or they can hire you, or they can message you. Next, it builds credibility fast. So, ang dami-daming VA ngayon, pero kung hindi ka nagpo-produce ng content, wala kang credibility. You're not going to grow a following. Nobody's going to listen to you, 'di ba? You're just going to rely on job boards, job opportunities. But if you create content, you're not only building your business, you're also building yourself. And in this business, you're going to have to sell yourself. Tapos clients find you. So kaka-produce mo ng content, napipick up na yan ng Google SEO. So when somebody searches for virtual assistant, mas pupunta sila sa images or pupunta sila sa homepage, they are more likely to find you if you are talking about your service all the time. So case in point, nag-produce ako ng content, tas walang nag-like. Sinasabi ko, ito yung service ko as a social media manager, chenes. Tapos one day, hindi ako nagma-market nito Wasn't marketing at all because I was already working with, I think at the time, 2 clients. Di ako nag-market at all, pero somebody booked a call. So when I asked her during our call, how did you find me? She said, oh, I saw your content from a few months ago, tapos sinulat ko lang sa notebook ko kung paano ako makakapag-reach out sa'yo. So, di ba? Kahit hindi ka always nagpo-produce ng content, as long as you're regularly posting, even if you're not doing it every single day, but you're doing it as regular as you can, at least 3 times a week, people will be able to find you. Okay? So you stay top of mind. So if you're always producing content, tapos yung mga nasa list mo, or kuwari, nasa LinkedIn mo, yung mga taong ina-add mo sa Facebook mo, they are always seeing your content. They're always going to remember, ito yung girl na, she's offering VA services or she's offering social media management. They'll always remember you because you're always producing content. So another case in point, meron akong Facebook profile where I add all my clients. Tapos nagpo-produce ako ng content. Like, I don't care. Like, people don't like it, I don't care. I'm just producing. So one time, meron akong in-add na target client ko. Nakita niya yung posts ko, tapos in-screenshot niya yung post ko. Tapos minessage niya ako, tapos sabi niya, uy, kaya mo pala tong gawin, can you do it for my business? So, I was able to work with her, and because I worked with her and dami naming projects together, she was the one who helped me to build my house. So, because of that piece of content na walang taong nag-like, 'di ba? Pero people see it, okay? So don't think na just because hindi nila like or hindi sila nagko-comment, hindi nila nakikita or walang chance na makita nila. Next, it's free marketing. So one of the ways for businesses to advertise themselves is magbabayad sila. So you have your billboards, you have your Facebook ads, bayad ka ng pera para i-market mo yung sarili mo. Pero when you're posting, you're not paying anything. Right? So it's free marketing and you take advantage of this. Okay, so now let's talk about the common mistakes that repel clients. So ano yung mga content na pag pinost mo, baka hindi ka makakuha ng clients? Posting just open to work without context. So I see this all the time in Facebook groups or in threads. Sabihin, lalo na mga Pinoy, lagi na sinasabi, nag-apply ako as a VA, ito yung resume ko. Tapos ipa-post nila yung resume nila. Tapos, sasabihin nila, please hire me, blah, blah, blah. Siguro it will only work 1% of the time. Okay? Pero it's not enough. Right? Kasi again, it looks like you're begging for a client. Diba? You're not really showing, you're not really doing the attraction method, which we will talk about later. So when you're posting open to work, you have to say what it is you do, how you can help people. So for example, I am a virtual assistant helping real estate agents make more sales by posting content and by handling their social media. And you can say, I have 5 spots left for this month. Please contact me at, and then you give your booking call link. So in our last session, I taught you guys how to have a booking call link. So you have to have that first. So next, never showing their face or their voice. Okay, so a lot of people, they like to hide behind logos. Okay, so gagawa sila ng Facebook page, gagawa sila ng Instagram account, pero hindi sila nagpapakita ng mukha nila. So maglalagay lang sila ng logo. And I have tried both. When I was starting, I didn't want to show my face also. So I hid behind a logo. And let me tell you, ang hirap makakuha ng clients if you're hiding behind a logo. Kasi they don't know if you're real. They don't know if you exist. 'Di ba? Like, malay ba nila kung anong kumpanya yan, kung anong business yan. Pero if you show your face, you're building more credibility. So I recommend, if you're looking for your VA job or you want to attract clients by posting content, post your real face on your profile. Okay? Tried and tested this. When I only had a logo, I barely got any clients. But the moment I changed my profile photo to my face, biglang may mga nagme-message na, hey, are you open? What are your rates? Are you open to work? Yada, yada, yada. So, it's important that you show your real face. Or, kung ayaw mo na ipakita yung real face, at least yung profile photo mo man lang. Okay? Your profile photo, make it your real face. And if you don't want to show your face in other videos or in whatever content that you produce, try speaking. Okay, it also works very well. Only reposting other people's content. Okay, don't do this because it doesn't show your own capability. It's showing the other person's capability. So try to create your own content. Next, talking mostly about you and not them. So I'll explain this later on why this is important. So a lot of people, when they're posting, lalo na sa mga Facebook groups, sasabihin nila, I am a VA, I can do this, please hire me, here is my email. That doesn't show your dream client what you can do. Okay? It doesn't show them anything. Like, okay, you can do that, pero you're drawing the attention to yourself. You're not drawing the attention to them. So it's important when you are posting for the people who are going to see it. For example, si Liza Soberano, she's going to appear in a commercial for a makeup brand, for an acne brand. She's not going to say in the commercial, she's not going to talk about her own problems. She's going to tell you in the commercial na kung ganito ang problema mo, kung acne ang problema mo, ito yung solution. So in the same way, you have to think about your content like that. Okay, it's not about you, it's about them. So if they are the ones struggling with something, you are the solution. Hindi yung ako pala si ganito, 'di ba? Ito yung kaya kong gawin. Hindi, you have to talk about why it's you that they should pick. Okay, next, and we'll talk about more about that later on. So generic Canva quotes with no personal touch. So when I was first starting out, I didn't know how to create content. So ang ginagawa ko lang was I would post generic quotes sa Canva na naka-template na lang. So yun na lang pinapost ko, pinapanatan ko lang yung kulay. So don't do this. Okay, I mean, you can, pero it doesn't do anything. So every post that you produce has to be strategic. It has to have the intention that you are open to work with clients, that you can help clients, yon, and your availability. Next is posting infrequently or disappearing. So a lot of people, when they're starting out in their VA journey, they think, oh, nag-post na ako for 1 week, okay na ako, bahala na kayo kung gusto niyo akong i-hire. Don't be like that, diba? It's a constant thing. Remember, you are a business. If you're posting infrequently, that gives the impression to your client na you're not open for business. Unless, of course, you're already working with clients, then maybe, yeah, okay, sige, pwede ka na mag-slack off. Pero kung hindi pa full yung pipeline mo, diba? Kung wala ka pang clients, hindi pa na-achieve yung goals mo, don't post and disappear. Okay? On average, ang pinaka-minimum na dapat mag-post ka in a week is 3 times. Kung gusto mo talagang sumikat as a VA, increase it. In fact, I don't know if you're familiar with this influencer. Pangalan niya Gary Vaynerchuk. He posts, okay, 106 pieces of content every single day. So lahat ng mga videos niya, kina-cut up niya into several pieces, tapos he'll post it everywhere. He'll post it on Twitter, he'll post it on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. So, mas nagiging familiar yung mga tao sa face niya, sa mga content niya. So that's 106. So that may be a lot, right? And then there's this other brand I used to work with. They make $500,000 a day selling their, para siyang design, mga merch, okay? So they're just selling t-shirts and hoodies, but they post 5 times a day. All the time. And because of that, they're able to make that much money. So if you want to make more money, it's simple. Try posting as much as you can. In fact, if you're just starting out, I recommend, kung ako lang to ha, at least once a day. Okay? If you want to increase your following, if you want to increase your visibility, you can up it to twice a day. And the good thing about content ngayon is you can schedule it for free. So, punta ka lang sa Facebook page mo, punta ka lang sa profile mo, tapos lagay mo lang parang schedule for later. So, di ba, you have no excuse. So, if you just dedicate 1 or 2 days to do it, kaya mo na siya for the entire month. And may ChatGPT na. Imagine when I started, I didn't have ChatGPT. So, everything I had to do it in my own head. So now na may ChatGPT, you can just tell ChatGPT, kailangan ko ng 30 post ideas. I'm like this, I'm like this. It's all in our freebie later. Give me 30 ideas. And ChatGPT will give it all for you ready. It can even make your social media captions. Diba? You have no excuse these days because AI can help you. Pero back in the day, I was doing it all from my own head. So sobrang swerte ninyo. Okay, next is asking for clients without building value. So, ang daming mga Pinoy na ganyan, entitled sila. Okay, please don't be like this. Sometimes when you tell people in a Facebook group, oh, I'm a VA, I'm working with clients, lagi kang may makikitang may nagko-comment, pahingi ng client. Like, why? Diba? Like, you're not even showing na you are worthy of referring. Tapos, yung mga baguhan ang gagawin nila. I'm looking for a client. Ito yung resume ko, tapos ipapost talaga nila yung resume nila. Okay, it looks cheap. And people who do this, clients don't want to get you. Okay, so I'm going to show you later on how to create content that sells even if you're not really directly selling. So you don't look desperate. Okay, so before you aspire to have a client, you first have to give a little something back to your client. So I'll show you later on how that works or in our next session. Okay, next is whining or venting online. Again, ang daming Pinoy na guilty sa ganito. They will go on Facebook, they're going to say, ano ba, worth it pa ba maging VA? Eh, ang daming competition. Diba? Hindi naman ako nakakuha ng client, chenes. Diba? Don't do this because potential clients see this and then you're going to start looking desperate. So, you have to look like a business that is making money even if you're not. Okay, that's the best way to attract the client. You have to look like you have a business that's making money even if it's not yet. Okay, so when you're whining or venting online, it doesn't give off a good impression. Okay, and a lot of Filipinos, sadly, ginagawa nila to. Another one is also pala, kapag party girl ka or party boy ka, tapos dun mo ina-add yung mga clients mo sa account mo na yon where you're posting things like that, don't do it also. Because it also gives a negative impression to your client and it doesn't make you look trustworthy. It looks like, you know, you're not serious about life. So they will feel that if you don't do work, maybe it's because you're out partying. So be very careful of what you post online. Kaya I always recommend, kung ayaw mo makita nila yung personal life mo, gawa ka na lang ng ibang account, tapos dun mo na lang i-add yung mga target clients mo. Okay? Now, let's go with the rules when posting content. So don't try to sound fancy. Say exactly what you do and who you help. So a lot of people, they want to impress o kukuha sa ng ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is going to give them something na, alam mo yun, parang superfluous words. Okay? If it sounds like that's not the way you talk, don't use it. Alright? Don't try to sound fancy if it's not the way you talk. In fact, kung tatanungin mo sa ChatGPT kung anong klaseng content ang dapat mong gawin, you can ask it para mas maging human-like siya. Tell it to sound more conversational, like you're a high school student. Tapos makikita mo napakaiba yung results. So, if it's more readable, it's better for content. Next is always end with a call to action. So every content that you post, it has to be intentional, it has to be strategic. Kaya for our last session, I taught you guys na dapat ang una nyong gawin is gawa kayo ng Calendly link, tapos i-link nyo sa Google Meet ninyo. Tapos kunin nyo yung link na yon, yun yung gagamitin nyo sa mga portfolio, sa website nyo kung gagawa kayo, kasi yun yung magiging call to action nyo. So, Every time you post, you're gonna post something about being a VA, lalagay mo sa dulo, if you're looking for a VA, I have 2 more slots left, or a few more slots left. Please book a call with me here. Tapos you provide the link. And then you can use bit.ly to shorten the link para hindi siya masyadong messy. Okay, www.bit.ly. So always end with a call to action. Okay, so next, speak to one person and not to everyone. So if you are a VA and you can't decide, or you've already decided na you want to work with real estate agents, in all your posts, only mention real estate agents. Like, I work directly with real estate agents, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So do that as much as possible and then reach out to 100 real estate agents. I'm 100% sure if you reach out to 100 real estate agents, makakuha ka ng isa at least. Okay? So call out the people who you're trying to connect with. I'll show you how that works later on. And also, if you're not sure, pero ang gusto mo yung mga taong in a service-based industry, kunwari, mga contractors, mga therapists, doctors, lawyers, service-based, yung mga service-based professionals, yun yung sabihin mo, my clients are service-based professionals. Kung hindi ka pa makapag-decide, always group them together or call them by their industry. Okay? Next is don't post and ghost. So dedicate at least 15 to 20 minutes. So after you post, I want you to reach out to at least 10 of your target clients. So mag-comment ka sa posts nila. Mag-like ka ng first 3 posts nila, tapos mag-comment ka sa pinaka-latest. Okay? And then have a spreadsheet na nililista mo lahat ng mga target clients mo. Kasi the more a client sees you, na, oh, you know, this girl, she's always commenting, she's always posting, she's always liking my posts, they're going to go to your profile and they're going to see what you're doing. Okay? This is very helpful because I've had this happen to me. I would go on my target clients, I'd engage in their posts, tapos sasabihin ko, oh, I love your outfit, I love your makeup, ganito, ganyan. Hindi ako nagbebenta, basta comment lang ako ng comment. Tapos, sometimes they would go to your Instagram and they're going to message you, oh, I see that you're a virtual assistant, what are your rates? Or can you send me a portfolio? Okay, so it's very important na you engage with your target clients after you post, and also engage then with your fellow virtual assistants. Or if you're a social media manager or copywriter, you engage with other people like you. Because once you engage with them, they will also engage with you. And if they engage with you, they're going to like and comment on your posts. Mas napupush siya sa algorithm. Mas makikita ng mga ibang tao yung content mo. Okay? So if you're not doing this, if you're not engaging, makikita mo na ang baba ng engagement ng posts mo. So it's very important na after you post, again, comment on your target clients' pages. You comment on their posts, like their posts, okay, at least the top 3. And then also engage in your fellow virtual assistants. Also, it's very good to connect. You can even message other virtual assistants like, what's your industry? I want to connect with you. Tapos, minsan kasi, if they are full, and then they know na ikaw nagsaserve ka ng mga real estate agents, they're going to refer clients to you. I've had this happen to me so many times. Okay? So it's very important to engage. In fact, it's one of the ways I met Rika, our next presenter. Kasi we were in the same industry, tapos we're engaging with each other. So she's referred clients to me, I've referred clients to her, and alam mo yon, you can make more money if you're not competing but you're helping others like yourself. Okay? So next is be consistent, especially if you don't have clients yet or your pipeline isn't full. So sometimes your content today, kahit hindi yan mapansin today, mapapansin yan 2 weeks later, 6 months later. In fact, I have a client, I started working with her, and then I asked her how she found me. She said, oh, 2 years ago, remember, imagine that, she said 2 years ago. She said, 2 years ago, I saw your content, and then I liked it, but I I forgot to get around to it. So nilagay ko lang siya sa aking notes app. So she booked a call with me 2 years later. Okay, amazing. So don't underestimate the power of content kahit walang nagla-like niyan. Alright, so now let's talk about The Art of Seduction. How many of you have read this book? Anybody has read this book? Okay, so when I was in college, I read this book, The Art of Seduction. So, sabi nila, if you want to attract your crush, read this book. Okay? And it's so true. I don't know kung ilan sa inyo single or hindi, pero once you read Art of Seduction, you're going to know all the tips and tricks on how to seduce a person the right way na hindi ka nagmumukhang desperado. So read this. I highly recommend it. If ever you see it, it's really good. So in the same way, you need to create content that pulls instead of pushes. So don't sell, seduce. Okay? Hindi ka pokpok. Hindi mo kailangan, di ba? Hindi mo kailangan ibenta yung sarili mo sa lahat ng mga tao. You just need to attract the right people who know how to pay or who know your value. Okay? So let's talk about it. So Art of Seduction, they talk about different types of people who are capable of seducing their clients or their partners or anybody. And the first is the charmer. So make it about them. So this lady, she's one of my clients, and my job for her is gumagawa ako ng Instagram Reels. Okay, so these Reels that I'm showing you, they did very, very well. Okay? They did very, very well because she's talking about other people but relaying it to her. Okay, for example, and she's hitting a pain point. Something na, alam mo yun, somebody wants to get over tapos kaya mo silang tulungan. So, a bit of background on my client. She is a business strategist for coaches and consultants. So basically, ang ginagawa niya is, kung coach or consultant ka, tutulungan ka niyang padamihin ang pera mo. So she's going to teach you or she's going to show you how to create ebooks, courses, etc. So that's what she does. And one of the things that she also helps with, kasi she has a big following. She speaks on a lot of stages. She's been featured in Forbes magazine. So one of the things she helps her clients do also is she helps them to speak on stages. So she helps them book speaking engagements. And para maibenta niya yung program niya na yon, she posts these kinds of content and then she charges like $500. And ang daming nagko-comment na they need this help. So this is what we do. You first hit a pain point. So for example, if I was an introvert and I wanted to establish myself as a thought leader, here's what I would do. Okay, then you talk about, your tips. Next, if I was a broke service-based professional and I absolutely needed to book a client before the end of the month, this is what I would do. Tapos nakalagay, read the caption. Tapos makikita mo sa caption, magbibigay siya ng mga 3 tips for growing your service-based business. Tapos sasabihin niya, kung kailangan niyo pa ng tulong, book a call with me. Next, if speaking on stages is on your to-do list this year. So again, she's talking about you. Okay, she's talking about you. Ang call to action dito is, kung kailangan mo ng tulong for booking speaking engagements, let's work together. Ito yung booking link ko. Okay? So you're making it about them. Even if you're relating it to you, you're still talking about their problem. So if somebody sees a problem like this, introvert ako, gusto kong sumikat, pero introvert ako, papanoorin ko to. 'Di ba? Okay, so next, the coquette. So don't give it all away. So when you're creating content, don't make it very clickbaity. Okay? So clickbaity. Di ba minsan makakita ka sa YouTube nakalagay, namatay na si so-and-so artista, pero hindi naman talaga. Di ba? Pero dahil masyashock ka, namatay pala, i-click mo yon. Pero hindi naman talaga sila namatay. Pero wala, napaklik ka na tapos napa-view ka na So, make your posts also very clickbaity. So for example, read this if you want to step out of one-on-one client work as a service-based professional. Or serious mistakes to avoid if you want to land a speaking engagement. So some words that you can use to make people read your post is shocking, shocking tips, shocking ways that you are losing clients, or surprising or little known ways. Diba? You're going to make it clickbaity. So if you're going to ask ChatGPT to make content for you like this, always tell ChatGPT, please make the title more clickbaity. Okay? You can do that and it's going to give you more clickbaity titles. So when you don't give it all away, your client will be more interested in reading your posts and potentially working with you. So next is the rake. You have to be passionate about what you do. Okay? You have to be passionate about what you do, and you also have to be passionate about helping. And your content should reflect that. So for example, for this lady, want to make sales daily and be a present mom, I've got you. Diba? So it looks like, she wants to help you, people who have kids. This one, how I make 40 reels in 2 hours. This is a problem because a lot of people, ayaw nila gumawa ng reels kasi they think it's gonna take a lot of time. But because she's passionate in helping you, and this is her title, it's very simple, diba? You're going to want to watch more. Next is, here's how I get paid $0.26 per reel view. Diba? All of these, diba, it shows that you're passionate about helping people. So they're going to want to see what it is. So the trick is to, when you're creating content, the trick is to find a problem. So you can ask ChatGPT, my target audience are real estate agents. What are the top 100 problems that they are encountering that they may need a VA for? So you can ask that to ChatGPT and create content around that. Okay, next is the natural. So make it effortless. Okay, so for example, this VA over here, super simple lang ng kanyang reel. She propped up her tripod, nag-work siya, tapos nilalagay niya, what can you help me with? Tapos nilalagay niya lahat ng mga ginagawa niya. Okay? And then of course, in her caption, she will have a call to action that if you need help with this, I can help you. Okay? And this is my booking link. Next is, I'm a 24-year-old business owner and I'm not ashamed to admit that. So it's super simple. Just take a mirror shot, then put a caption. Okay, so make it effortless. It doesn't have to be super fancy. It could be selfies. Okay, and then you just put text on top. So next is the ideal lover. Tap into aspirations. So there are a few things that people aspire to have, and that's more money, better health, better sex. Yun, those are the top 3 things. So if you are tapping into their aspirations, that means that you know their pain point so well. So for example, you want to work with doctors. Ang alam mo yung pain point ng mga doctors is they just want to focus on their patients. They don't want to market their service. They don't want to have to produce content. They don't want to create emails. None of that. Ayaw nila yon. So ang gagawin mo is, you create content based on that. So for example, this girl, still doing everything in your biz, that's why you're burnt out. Tapos ang kanyang next call to action is, you don't have to do everything. I'm a virtual assistant and I help doctors with blah, 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 blah. Book a call with me if this is what you need. Next is client review. So if you're starting your business already, you already have a few clients, you can start posting your client reviews. Or you do a little work for a friend, kahit libre, your friend will leave you a client review and you can also post that. So you have to create content always with a pain point in mind. Next is, this one strategy consistently gets me 2.9 million monthly views on my content. So a lot of people, when they produce content, diba, a lot of it, they don't get much views sa umpisa. So if you see something like this is what I aspire to have as well. I will want to read it to see what she's doing. So again, you tap into their aspirations. You have to know what they're struggling with and how you can help them with that, and then create content around that. So now let's go to the psychology of persuasion. So let's see how we can see this in action. So the first is the principle of reciprocity. Kapag sinampal ka ba ng isang taong hindi mo kilala, di ba sasampalin mo rin siya pabalik? Right? So, in the same way, the principle of reciprocity, people are more likely to give back when they feel they've received something valuable first. So one time, I was a social media manager for this client. Tapos meron ako nakitang isang Filipino VA, minessage niya yung client ko. Sabi niya, "Hi, I'm Kumari Martha. I love your social media posts. If you're free, I want to give you a free social media audit. Please book a call with me here if you're interested in having a free audit." Aba, yung client ko, di ba, client ko na siya. Aba, she booked an audit. And I was like, wow, so that works. So in the same way, if you want to seduce your client or a target client, try giving something for free first. So, for example, you are reaching out to somebody, a target client mo. Sabihin mo, "Hi, I see your content and I feel like we can automate your responses to your content. Do you want me to show you how it works? You can book a call with me here, no charge, for free. If they like you, if they think that's what they need, they're going to book a call with you." Okay? So try to give them something of value first. So again, yung girl na yon, she gave a free social media audit. So in the same way, if you're doing social media and you want to market, you can create a free social media audit. Kung ano ka naman, email marketer, you can give my top 100 list of email subject lines that get opened. Diba, something for free, and then if they like it, they're more likely to remember you kasi you gave them a gift. Okay? Diba, parang mga Pinoy din yan, diba? Parang pag may dinesignate kang ninong at ninang sa binyag anak mo, tapos yung ninang hindi siya nagbigay ng gift or yung ninong hindi nagbigay ng gift, natatandaan mo eh. Di ba? Pero pag may mga nagbibigay ng gift, natatandaan mo. Mas lalo mo silang natatandaan. So, principle of reciprocity. Give before you take. Okay? So, application, give high value, no strings attached content or service. So, for example, free guides, cheat sheets, or tips that solve small but annoying problems. So, here's the exact onboarding email template I send to every new client. Take it, use it, and tweak it to fit your business. So, kung nagme-message ka sa isang potential client, tapos ayaw mo maging awkward, ayaw mo magbenta agad, uy, alam mo, VA ako, kunin mo na ako. Ayaw mo maging ganun eh. So, ang gagawin mo, "Hi, my name is ganito. I'm really inspired by your content." Anong bulahin mo ng konti. Tapos, magbigay ka ng something free that aligns with their business that you think that they can use. So, you can say something like, for example, if you think that their social media content is lacking, you can say, "Here's my free templates that you can use for your business. If you want to use it, you can use it anytime you want, and just let me know what you think." Yun lang. Tapos, I've done this for a lot of people, and then some don't reply back, some don't care, pero there are those who do. Some of those who do, they will come back to you and ask you, "What are your rates?" Okay? So again, principle of reciprocity. So next is the mere exposure effect. So people develop a preference for things that they see often. So again, if they're always seeing you on their socials, especially if your face is there, they're always going to remember you. So be visible, post consistently, repetition builds trust. So remember when we were young, lagi tayo nakakita ng commercial ng Milo. Tapos, dahil lagi nating napapanood yung commercial, alam na natin yung jingle. 'Di ba? Kahit hindi naman natin, we didn't purposely want to learn it, pero we learned it anyway. In the same way, that's how people will remember you if they always see you showing up on their feed. 'Di ba? So you post consistently. So, reiterate your core offer in different formats, stories, posts, case studies. So here's an example. So for example, your client target are real estate agents, okay? So you can talk about, you've seen me post about inbox cleanup, appointment scheduling, and listing coordination. That's because real agents like you don't just need help, you need the right kind of help. When you're finally ready to delegate the tasks slowing you down, I'll be here. O, diba? It's not salesy. Diba? Kung para siyang party, oy, invited ka sa party ko. Kung ayaw nila, kung ayaw nila mag-RSVP, edi don't. Diba? Pero, at least you don't look desperate. Right? So next is authority bias. So people trust and follow advice from someone perceived as an expert. So if you want to be known for something, talk about it a lot. Okay, talk about it a lot. So, for example, there's this lady in TikTok, yung historian, alam niyo ba yung pangalan niya? Forgot her name. Yung lagi niyang tinitrace yung mga ninuno ni ganitong celebrity and their family line. And because she keeps talking about this content, you're going to remember her. Oh, that's the lady who's the historian. That's what she's always talks about. So, even if you're not really an expert, but that's the thing that you keep talking about a lot, people will think that you are an expert in it. Okay? So use your content to demonstrate credibility without bragging. So, for example, share industry insights, frameworks you've created, or explain why you do things a certain way. So, ang daming VAs dyan, where only one person will do things your way, and that's just you. So you can say something like, a lot of VAs focus on completing tasks. I focus on optimizing your time because that's what actually grows your business faster. So you have to mention something that sets you apart. Okay, so next is social proof. So people take cues from others when making decisions. Diba? When you're shopping for an item sa Shopee, if you're anything like me, hindi ka usually bibili na hindi mo tinitingnan yung mga reviews. Diba? So in the same way, kung wala ka pang client at gusto mo na magka-client pero wala ka pang testimonials, tell your friends if you can do something small for them in exchange for a testimonial. Tapos, use those testimonials in your social media. Okay? Because the more testimonials you have, the more na maengganyo yung potential client mo na, oh, di ba? I can trust this person because she's worked with such and such. Di ba? Okay, so show that others trust you. Screenshots of feedback, testimonials, or client win posts. So if wala kang masyadong testimonials, you can show client wins. Like for example, I loved creating this post for this client, or I loved working on this project. Tapos papakita mo yung itsura ng project. Okay? So that will serve as your social proof as well. So use language like, one of my clients DM me this after 2 weeks of seeking my help as a VA to manage her email. So loss aversion. People are more motivated by fear of loss than by the potential for gain. Okay, so a lot of us think na if you have more of something, that's the ultimate need. Pero they actually fear loss more than gain. So highlight what they're missing out on by not taking action. So what I would do is, if you have content already, pretend that wala ka na masyadong availability. So you can have posts like, I only have 2 more slots. I only have 1 more slot. Okay? For a client this month, if you are looking for somebody who can, sabihin mo ng services mo, please book a call with me here. Kasi magugulat ka talaga na it really works kasi people don't want to lose out on the chance to work with you. Okay? So, still trying to do it all solo. Here's what it's costing you. Missed follow-ups with hot leads, errors in paperwork that delay closings, burnout from trying to be everything to everyone. And in the same way, also talk about their own problems and what they're missing out on if they don't hire you. Okay? Next is cognitive dissonance. People want their actions and beliefs to align. So I see this sometimes in Facebook groups where they're looking for a VA, tapos ang hinahanap nila Christian VA kasi yung business nila has to do with the Christian faith. So, yun, if you are Christian and then a client is looking for that, you can create content based on that. So call out internal contradictions also with compassion. So you say you want to scale your real estate business, but you're still the one sending reminders, formatting listings, updating your CRM. If you want to close bigger deals, you need to get out of the weeds. Let me help you work like a top producer, not like your own assistant. So you can produce content that talks to them about their problem. Okay? That's something that, they feel that they can relate to. So like the Christian example, if you want to only work with Christian-based businesses, you have to talk about their problems, about these Christian-based businesses, their problems, and also use their kind of language. Okay, so for this one, real estate agents, we're talking about their problems, sending reminders, formatting listings, updating your CRM. So this is the kind of content that you can create. And then there's the Zeigarnik effect. So people remember incomplete tasks more than finished ones. Application, create curiosity gaps to boost engagement. So remember, a few slides ago, I said na when you're creating content, don't give everything away. Dapat medyo clickbaity. So you can do that also for your own content or for your captions. So I helped a real estate agent reclaim 7 hours a week without hiring a full-time team. The secret, one system we built using Google Calendar and ClickUp. If you want to learn more, schedule a call with me. O, diba? Para kang bossing. Like, para kung gusto nyo, punta kayo. Kung ayaw nyo, edi don't. Right? You're not begging. You're looking like a real business owner. Okay, so that's all from me. Let's take muna 5 minutes off so we can, before we move on to Rika. Pero please drop your comments in the chat also or questions in the chat while we take our 5-minute break.
Who is your ideal client? So yun nga, diba, nung last session, usap tayo, kung mag-reflect tayo, ano bang klaseng VA tayo. Now, syempre, kung gusto natin, diba, i-attract or serve yung clients na, ideal clients natin, dapat maintindihan natin sila on a deeper level. Like, who are they? Like, anong gender nila? Female ba sila or male? Anong age ba nila? Ano ba yung beliefs nila? Routines? Like, example, yung Nike. Mostly, nagbibenta sila ng shoes. Tapos mostly, pag nakita nyo yung ads nila, for athletes. So, parang yun yung message or lifestyle na napakita nila na pag nagsuot ka na sa sapatos na to, diba, parang feeling mo athlete ka, diba, athletic, ganun. So, ano kaya yung mga problems nila? Like, diba, mahalaga na identify natin ba yung mga problems nila. Kasi pag naiintindihan mo yung problems nila, pwede ikaw yung maging solusyon. Like, example, bookkeeper ka. Tapos, yung mga ideal client mo, ang problema niya, taxes. So, ideal client mo siya kasi matutulungan mo siya sa tax. Paano kung design naman yung problema niya? Hindi naman siya yung target client mo kasi hindi naman design yung services mo. Ang services mo, bookkeeping. So, yun, yung parang mas okay, maintindihan mo ano kaya problema nila, ano kaya yung goals nila, baka ikaw yung makakatulong. Tapos, saan mo ba makikita yung ideal clients mo? Where are they? Saan ba sila tumatambay? Sa Facebook groups kaya sila sumasali? Example, kung coaches ba yan, syempre makikita mo yung mga coaches sa mga coaching group. Like, kung engineers ba yan or doctors ba yan, di syempre makikita mo siya sa groups na for engineers, for lawyers, ganun. So, ano kayang mga What influencers do they follow? Like, ano kayang mga bet nila? Kasi, kahit yung mga business owner, may mga fino-follow din sila. Like, may mga bet din silang influencers. So, what events will they attend? Yun, sa mga business owners, sa mga clients, meron din silang mga networking, mga events. Diba, alam mo na saan kaya sila tumatambay. Paano kaya tayo magugustuhan ng mga clients eh? Paano kaya nila ma-like or know or trust tayo? Diba? So, mostly pag sumali ka doon sa Facebook groups na yun, pwede naman mag-engage ka, tapos may nakita kang post na may knowledge ka about doon, pwede ka mag-comment lang. Diba? So, yun, nakikita ka nila, like, uy, nakikita ko si ganito, ganyan. Tapos pag pumunta sila sa profile mo, makikita na, bookkeeper pala siya, social media manager pala siya. So, may mga chance na mananote ka na, ito, helpful to. VA pala siya, baka pwede, kung nagharap sila ng VA, Di ba? Pwede ka nilang i-hire, ganun. Yan, buyer persona. Mostly sa mga pag sa marketing, buyer persona, ito yung pag kaya nag-market research ka na, yan, makita mo na, yung mostly palang customer, naging client, ito, female pala, male, like, ganun pala yung mostly yung nagiging sa clients. Yun yung example sa business. So, yung sa buyer persona, pwede namang gumawa ka lang ng buyer walk-up lang, like, di naman need na totoong tao. Like, gusto mo lang, isulat yung ano ba yung ideal client ko, ano ba siya. Like, kasi may mga may mga VA na prefer nila yung mga clients nila lalaki. Yung iba naman prefer nila babae. Iba naman prefer nila gusto ko ka-work mga coaches, ganun. Gusto ko ka-work mga course creator, ganun. So, parang parang magets mo, ano kayang demographic yung gusto ko i-serve, ano kaya yung problem nila, baka makatulong ako, ano kaya yung mga interest nila, saan ko kaya sila makikita. Yeah, so ito example. For me kasi, nung nag-start din ako, hindi ko rin alam yan, ano kaya ang clients yung isi-serve ko. Tapos, napansin ko sa mga naging clients ko, mostly coaches, mostly mga, mga e-commerce yun, Amazon. So, for me, nung sa online din na naghahanap din ako yung mga influencers kasi marami din namang mga influencers na bibenta sila ng courses or nagtuturo sila online how to create online business. So for me nakarelate ako kay Layla. Parang nakikita ko yung niya, yung content niya, like yun nga yung journey niya. Nasabi niya dati overweight siya, tapos naging interested siya sa fitness, tapos nagbenta sila ng mga mentorship. So, yun. So, mostly, yun, sa per persona, pwede mag-isip ka lang, mock up, or pag nakakita ka ng mga influencer, tapos tingin mo, gusto mo maging client yung mga ganun. So, isipin mo, paano kaya gagawin yung messaging ko para ma-attract ko yung mga ganung clients? Content pillars. So, ano ba yung content pillars? Mostly content pillars, yun yung main topics na gusto mo pag-usapan. Example, as a VA, pwede, kunyari, tech VA ka, tapos mostly ginagamit mo Notion. So, pwede ka or Photoshop, gano'n. So, pwede ka maggawa lang ng mga tips and tools, like, sabi mo, paano, like, pwede ka magbigay ng tutorials, like, pwede mo gawin, like, sabi mo, alam mo ba may hack dito na ganito, gawin mo para mas madali, mga gano'n. Or kaya pwede kunyari, you're working with a client, tapos kunyari, may ginawa kayong campaign, tapos ito yung naging result, pwede mo yun i-share, post ka lang na, ito yung may campaign kami ni client, tapos ito yung naging results. O freelancing life, like, pwede ka rin ano lang nangyari sa life mo, gano'n, sa personal, like, pwede mo i-share, kunyari, nag-upgrade ka ng PC mo, or yung setup mo, nagbago ka na, like, gano'n. Yun, behind the scenes. Pag nakikita niyo sa social media, may mga example nito is yung iba, di ba iba nag-record sila ng videos. Minsan, maglalagay sila ng bloopers, gano'n. Ang inspiration yun. Mostly, ano ba yung mga quotes na nakaka-relate ka? So, example, content pillar. May mga subtopic. Kung mapapansin nyo yung iba na gumagawa ng content, kunyari, makeup artist, or yung mga mostly mga influencer na ang topic nila or yung niche nila about makeup. Yung iba, may content sila na habang nagbe-makeup sila, may storytelling, nagkakwento sila ng horror. Or kaya, yung iba, may mga segment sila. Kunyari, pag gantong araw, magre-review sila ng product, kahit anong product, ganun. So, parang ganun. So, parang hindi ka naubusan ng content, maglagay ka ng mga subtopic na kunyari, gusto ko content, gagawa ko ng content ng gantong araw, yun nga, about sa makeup artist. May araw na nagre-review siya, may mga araw naman nagkukwento siya ng about ng life niya, mga araw naman ganun. Di ba, pag napapansin, may mga ibang creators na isa lang yung topic nila, mostly mga short form lang na about ng mga crimes, ganun, kaya horror. So, may mga sila, kaya hindi sila naubusan ng content kasi may mga content pillar sila. Content repurposing, ito naman yung pag nag-recycle ka ng content. Parang kaya may big piece of content ka, or kaya may YouTube video ka or long form ka, tapos yung long form na yun, ikakat mo siya, i-divide mo siya, para maging malilit siyang parts. An example, how to turn one idea into 50 posts. So yung iba, ipopost muna nila sa Twitter or sa thread. Tapos pag nakita nila, yung post ko madaming engagement, madaming comment. So ang gagawin nila, yung, di ba kasi sa X, at saka sa thread, mostly written naman yon, ganun, mostly captions lang. Pag nakita nila yung post ko marami engagement, gagawin nilang carousel, tapos ipopost naman sa Instagram, ipopost naman nila sa LinkedIn. Tapos, yung carousel na yun, pwede ipopost din, i-repurpose na naman, ipopost naman sa Facebook post, gano'n. Yung carousel ginawang diagram. Di ba pag nakita nyo sa Pinterest, may mga graphics lang na, top 10 tools na pwede mo gamitin, gano'n. Parang naging, yung carousel ginawang single post na lang. Tapos yun, pwede rin, yung carousel, in-repurpose, nilagay naman sa newsletter. So, tas yung mga, YouTube video, pwede gawing shorts. Diba? Yung iba din kasi, kunyari, kasi nga, pag gumagawa ka ng content, medyo mahaba, diba? Parang ang haba ng process. Pwede gagawin mo. Kunyari, may long form ka, may YouTube video ka. Pwede ikakat mo siya, like, yung isang part ng video, tingin mo, memorable, or maganda. Lalagay mo siya ngayon sa shorts. So, from TikTok, papuntang Reels ng Instagram. So, ganun. So, nakikita nyo ba, nare-recycle yung post? Yung long form nagiging short form. So, another, yung kay Gary V, ganun din yung ginagawa niya, micro-content. Tawag niya sa mga kasi mostly, kunyari, nag-speak siya sa isang event, or nag-vlogging siya, may record siyang vlog, ginagawa nung team niya, kinakat, tapos ginagawang Facebook post. So, yung mahaba, nagiging short form. So, ganun yung example ng content repurposing. So, ayan naman, lead generation. So, ano ba yung lead? So, yung a person or business who might be interested in hiring you for your services. So, types of leads. Yung cold lead, sample lang, hindi ka pa kilala. Nag-cold message ka lang. Kanya, nakita mo lang siya sa Facebook group, tapos nag-message ka lang. So, cold lead yun kasi hindi ka pa niya kilala. Parang wala pang awareness. Yung warm lead, ito yung mga may interest na. Parang nakita nila yung page mo o kaya yung post mo. Nilike nila or kaya nag-comment sila. So, pwede yung warm lead na siya. Yung hot lead naman, yun yung mga ready na sila. Yung parang kunyari, di ba sabi mo, schedule a call with me or book with me, ganun. Tapos nag-book sila at nakita mo sa calendar mo. Meron pala akong meeting, ganito oras may nag-book pala. O kaya, minsan nagtatanong na sila na, nag-message sila sa'yo, sila na yung unang nag-message na kailangan ko ng social media manager, ano bang rates mo? So, yun na yung hot lead na yun kasi kilala ka na nila, may interest na, tapos ready na sila, like, tinatanong ka na, pwede ka na mag-send sa kanila proposal, gano'n. Ways pa, paano ba yung mga ways to get leads? So, yun, example nga, katulad ka na, Facebook groups, like, kung gusto ang target mo, coaches, pwede ka sumaling mga Facebook groups na maraming coach, maraming course creator, engagement. So, yun, kunyari yung research ka na, like gusto mo mag-serve ng real estate agents, pumunta ka sa Instagram, nag-type ka doon, real estate agents, tapos ilagay mo, kunyari, yung city, New York, ganun, tapos madaming lumabas. Pwede, pumunta ka lang sa pages nila, tapos mag-engage ka lang. Kasi mapapansin mo, pag pupunta ka sa pages nila, may mga active, like lagi silang nagpo-post, may namang hindi. So yun, pwede, pag nakikita mo, may mga bago silang post, engage ka lang, tapos nakikita mo, nag-reply naman, yun. Pwede mag-engage ka lang. So yun, cold message. Ito yung mostly, cold message, parang, pag nag-lead generation ka, like, targets mo, CEOs, pumunta ka sa LinkedIn, naghanap ka ng mga CEOs doon. Pwede, ikaw yung mag-reach out sa kanila. Tapos pagka nag-reach out ka, pwede ko mag-send na message, gano'n. So, yun yung cold, kasi hindi ka naman nila kalala. So, tag doon, cold messaging, cold DMs, gano'n. Posting. Ito naman yan, yung posting, magpo-post ka sa FB mo or sa mga social media mo, sabihin mo, nag-offer ka ng services mo, kaya yun, gumawa ka nga mga educational posts, referrals, yun. Pag ni-refer ka, kunyari, sabihin ni ganito, VA siya, sabi niya, yung client ko need ng social media manager, i-refer kita, ganun. Kasi, diba, social media management yung services mo. So, for me, yung referrals, very effective din siya. Kasi mostly, pag na-refer ka kasi, parang kaya sabihin na ng VAs sa client niya na, uy, may i-refer ako si ganito, ganyan. So, parang may trust na. Kesa yung compared dun sa iba na nag-a-apply, tapos di naman sila ni-refer. Mostly, yung mga nire-refer, mas bet sila, i-hire ganun or makonsider. Kaya maganda din yung mga referrals. Like, sa experience ko din, yung client ko sa video editing, yung mga friends niya, minsan, nire-refer niya ako sa friends niya, tapos sabi niya sa akin, i-message mo si ganito, ganyan, tapos pag nag-usap kami nung ni-refer niya, sasabihin niya, ikaw diba yung nag-video editing kay ganito, ganyan, tapos, ayun, so meron na agad na trust na, ganun. Kaya okay din yung referral. So, yung answer questions on forums. Ito na-experience ko din to. Like, kunyari, forums. Kunyari, sa Reddit, sa mga Facebook groups, kahit saan na may mga forums, yung may nagtatanong ng question, tapos sinasagot. Yung na-experience ko din yun sa Reddit one time. May nag-post doon, tapos sabi niya ganito, ganyan. Tapos sabi ko, yung sa client ko, ganyan yung ginagawa ko for my client, ganun. Tapos, ayun, nakita ko, nag-message siya sa akin. So, yun, may mga ganun din na parang, nagsasagot ka lang ng questions. Pero sa forums kasi minsan medyo strict sila. Ayaw nila ng nagsiself-promote. So, mas okay yung low-key lang. Kasi kunyari pag sinabi mo, pumunta ka sa mga forums ng Amazon sellers. Minsan may rules sila doon. Yun nga, bawal mag-promote. So, one time, sabi ko Amazon VA ako. So, nangyari, ayun, minsan, pwede ka maban or may warning sa'yo na bawal mo to gawin, nilabag mo yung rules namin, ganun. So, yun, bago kayo mag-post or mag-engage sa mga forums, like, basahin nyo muna yung rules, ganun, kung pwede ba mag-promote doon. Kaya mostly okay lang yung kahit sumagot ka lang ng helpful sa comment, tas kasi yung profile mo, optimize naman, nakalagay doon na Amazon VA ka, bookkeeper ka, ganun. Minsan yung iba, sila nalalapit sa'yo. Yan, email list building. So, paano ba mag-build ng emails? So, mostly, kunyari, pwede mo gawin, kunyari, may lead magnet ka or freebie. Like, sabihin mo, meron akong template, free template, ganun, mag-sign up ka lang dito. Kaya, pwede ako magbigay ng free audit. Kasi magbibigay ka ng something free para ibigay nila sa yung emails mo. Mostly kasi yung ibang tao, bumabalik sila. Parang ngayon, kaya naisip niya, kailangan ko yata ng VA, ganun. Pero minsan, nabibisi sila sa life nila. So, minsan, babalikan na lang nila. Kailangan ko ng VA, tapos naalala ka nila. So, yun, minsan, babalik sila. So, okay lang. Or pwede ka rin mag-promote sa emails mo. Freelance platforms. Pag bago ka talaga, may encounter mo talaga mga freelance platforms. Like sa Upwork, OLJ, marami namang freelance platforms, pero mostly talaga, pinakasikat yung Upwork saka OLJ, onlinejobs.page. So yun, marami ka rin naman pwede kang maghanap ng leads doon. Networking, yan. Networking, ganun din. Parang sa LinkedIn. Pag sa LinkedIn, pwede ka doon, kung may nagawa ka ng profile sa LinkedIn, pwede ka namang makipag-connect sa iba, sa ideal clients mo, sa target clients mo, or sa ibang VA. Pwede rin namang magbigay ka ng reviews, ganun. So, pwede din, meron din mga physical na networking. Yung ibang freelancers, nag-host sila ng events, like, pwede free or may bayad, like, pupunta ka doon, tapos pwede ka, makipag-interact ka lang, socialize sa ibang VAs. Doing mini-task, ito naman, minsan, kunyari, may nakita kang job post, tapos wala ka pang portfolio or, wala kang example, na pwede mo i-show. Pwede ka gumawa ng mini, tapos like sabihin mo kay client, like, kaya ko mag-video editing, tapos gawan mo siya ng, parang sample work lang. Like, one time, may nakita ako, nag-job po siya, nag-coach siya, naghanap siya ng VA. So, ang ginawa ko, gumawa lang ako ng carousel. Example, like, tinignan ko lang yung page niya, tapos tinignan ko yung, branding colors niya. Tapos gumawa ko ng carousel, based dun sa, tapos yun, napansin niya ako. So, pwede ka mo gano'n, parang gagawa ka lang ng sample task. May mga gano'n, may mga client din na, kunyari, sabi na, need nila ng designer, need nila ng mag-lead generation para sa kanila. Pwede ka, minsan may pinapagawa silang test or task, ganun. Tapos para gusto lang nila makita kung kaya mo ba gawin. Ng creating content or vlogging. So, medyo pares din siya posting. Kasi sa vlogging naman, like, kunyari, pwede ka mag-vlog, like, mostly sikat ngayon yung vlogging na yun, diba, yung videos. Pero sa vlogging, pwede lang din, gumawa ka ng website. Tapos, post ka lang ng, content. So, pwede ka rin magka-clients nun, kasi may traffic din yun. Offer page or media kit. Yun. Mostly, pag nakikita nyo yung sa mga, diba, mga job posts, may yung mga ibang VA, nagko-comment sila. Tapos meron ka makita parang may one page sila. Parang mga media kit. Na nandun na yung name nila, yung mga services nila. Yun, pwede kayo gumawa ng ganun. Mga one page lang siya. Lead generation funnel. From first hearing about you to final hire. So, tofu, mofu, bofu. So, mostly, top of the funnel, kung nakikita nyo yung funnel, mostly malaki pa siya hanggang sa lumiliit siya. So, mostly kasi yan yung awareness. Yun yung kunyari, may ideal clients mo, may problema sila, pero hindi pa nila alam kung paano masosolve. So, di ba yun, awareness. Or example, di ba kunyari, nagugutom ka. So, parang may awareness na nagugutom ka. Tapos, naisip mo, ano kaya kakainin ko? Or consider mo, mag-Jollibee ba ako? Or may McDo ba ako? Tapos, parang isipin mo kaya naglalakad ka, tapos naamoy mo, Jollibee, tapos pumasok ka na doon. So, na-convert ka, diba? Parang, from awareness na-convert ka sa customer. So, consideration, ito yung mostly talaga nag-nurture ka pa ng leads nabibuild ka pa ng trust. Kasi, awareness, mostly, yung leads dyan, cold pa. Hindi ka pa nila kilala, gano'n. Tapos, pag-consider, nagiging warm na, nakikita na, ito pala si social media manager siya. Tapos yun. Tapos minsan, nakikita ka nila lagi, like, lagi na nakikita yung post mo, tapos feeling nila competent ka naman, feeling na kaya mo, gawin yung task. Doon na yung parang magbubok na sila, ganun. Parang, di ba, na-nurture mo na yung lead hanggang sa nag-convert na siya. So, yun nga, katulad ng top of funnel, mostly, kunyari, di ba, sa profile mo, pag doon nakita mo minsan sa notif mo, may nagsabi, may 100 daw nag-view ng profile mo. Yung mga nakita ng post mo, gano'n. Di ba minsan si Facebook nagbibigay ng gano'n notif.
Mira siya. Ay, mira.
So, middle of the funnel. Mostly, di ba kasi yung iba, nakita lang naman yung profile mo. Pero yung interesado talaga, mostly 30 lang. Magli-leave sila ng comment. Magla-like sila. Diba? Mag-ask sila ng questions, gano'n. Tapos parang nakita nila, may link ka pala, like, pwede pala mag-book ng mag-schedule sila. So, mostly kasi, kunyari, sa calendar, nakita mo, may nag-book, mga interesado sa services mo. So, nag-book na yun na 5, mostly, nakausap mo. Tapos, yung iba, mostly sabihin, sige, balik na lang ako. Or sabihin nila, medyo mataas rates mo. Basta may mga reason sila minsan, di ba? Kaya, minsan, isa lang talaga yung mag-hire sa'yo. So, mostly talaga yung lead generation, numbers game siya. Example, kahit din naman pag nag-apply ka ng job, ngayon, sa company, nag-apply ka, or nag-apply ka sa 20 na company. Mostly, sabihin natin, 5 doon. Sabihin, okay, for interview ka na, ganun. Tapos, mostly, siguro mag-offer sa'yo ng may job offer ka, makakuha ka siguro, 1, 2, or 3. Tapos, ikaw na lang bahala kung ano yung pipiliin mo. So, ganun din lang din sa lead generation. Parang, sabihin na natin nga sa 100, minsan, mako-convert mo lang naman dun, 1, 2, or 5, ganun. Kaya, kung nakita niyo sa funnel, sa umpisa, malaki hanggang yung sa bottom, maliit na. Pag nag-generate ng leads, ganun. Patience lang talaga. Kasi minsan, kunyari, sabihin natin, next week, nag-start ka ng mag-client hunting. Madami kang in-applyan. Kunyari, sa freelance platform, sabihin natin, sa isang araw, nag-apply ka 10. Mostly talaga doon, hindi pa mag-reply. Like, minsan na-experience ko, may job post ako in-applyan, tapos, nag-reply sila after 2 months. So, pag mga ganun, mostly kasi nagiging emotional tayo na parang sabi, ala, bakit gusto ko pa naman yun. Like, pag nakita tayo ng job post or kaya yung client, nakita natin, sa isip natin, gusto ko talaga siya maging client. Ganun. Or sabihin natin, ang ganda nung job, tingin ko bagay sa akin yun. Tapos hindi mo nakuha. Minsan, di ba, parang personal mo yung rejection. Pero yun, ang kailangan mo lang talaga isipin, kung hindi ka naman nila hinar, okay lang yun, meron pa namang marami pa naman dyan, basta mag-apply ka lang na mag-apply. Ibang VA, kahit may clients na sila, nagli-lead generation pa rin sila, like nagpo-post pa rin sila, nag-engage pa rin sila. Para kasi mostly yung ginagawa ng iba, kunyari, kasi nga yung clients minsan, may mga times talaga na yung clients biglang magpapaalam. Yung di ka na-inform in advance, like biglang nasabihin, last day mo na ngayon, ganun. So, parang minsan, di ba, mahirap palitan agad. So, mas maganda talaga yung mga may leads ka. Kunyari, yung may email ka na, may email list ka na. So, sabihin natin, today, nawala yung client mo. Di, bukas, pwede ka nang mag-promote sa email list mo. Or, pwede ka na ulit sa mga naging leads mo, pwede mo sila i-contact. Kunyari, fully book ka na, like this month, fully book ka na, hindi mo na, may mga clients pa rin gusto ka-i-hire. Pwede mo na sila balikan kasi nawalan ka na ng client, sabihin mo, hello, may slot ako ngayon, ganun, baka gusto mo ka-i-hire, mga ganun. Pag nagli-lead generation ka, pwede mo rin, mag-test ka lang ng mag-test. Kunyari, ito ba nag-work ba to or hindi? So, maganda, like, mag-track ka lang. Kunyari, sa Upwork, nag-test ka, like, itong proposal na to mahaba, itong proposal na to maiksi. Tapos, sinend mo yung, may sisendan ka nung mahaba, tapos ng maiksi. Tapos, titignan mo, kaya yung, mas nag-work. Maglagay ka lang ng, i-time block mo lang, sabihin na natin, mga 9 to 10, magka-client hunting lang talaga ako, kung ilan yung makakapag-reach out ako, kung ilan, ganun. Or kaya, minimum 10. Okay, naka-10 na ako, bukas naman. Tapos itatrack ko lang, ito pala, in-applyan ko, ito nag-respond, ito hindi. Ito, try ko mag-follow up. Yeah, so assignment. So, sa assignment, see what other VAs are doing. So, maganda, mag-research ka. Kunyari, gusto mo maging bookkeeper. Punta ka lang doon sa mga, pag mag-search ka, bookkeeper, ganun. Tapos tingnan mo lang yung mga profile ng ibang VA. Para may magkaroon ka ng inspiration. Mostly lang ginagawa ko, nga sa Instagram. Yung ibang social media managers or yung mga influencer na nag-create ng content. Ginagawa ko, pag nagustuhan ko yung post nila, nilalike ko, ganun, sinisave ko, tapos binabalikan ko na lang. So, yun, pwede mo rin sa ganung way din, pag yung content na yun, pwede mong repurpose, ganun. Tapos pag feeling mo, I think, may inspiration na ako. Like, gusto ko ganito yung content ko. Pwede ka na gumawa. First post mo lang. Kunyari, kung yung one post a day, medyo overwhelming pa, pwede namang 3 times a week, ganun. So, yung sa first time, it takes siguro kahit isang post lang sa social media. Ayan, so, kung sino pa pong gusto bumili ng The Ultimate Freelancer's Kit, just go to our link. Meron din po yan sa chat box. Next po. So, next week, last week na, mas we'll be talking about discovery call, how to create proposal, saka, paano dealing with clients, like, pag mag-onboard ka na, mag-offboard ka ng clients. So, yun guys. So, thank you po sa mga umattend. We will send you the free ChatGPT prompts.
And I put the chat GPT prompt in the chat. Okay, so does anybody have any questions or suggestions on the topics you want us to cover next week? Kasi next week is the last week na. So, kung meron man kayong suggestions, please leave it in our Google form over here. Please leave it in our Google form. Okay, so I'll copy-paste the prompts ulit dito para i-save mo siya sa notepad mo. Okay. So, please answer our Google form for your feedback para kung may questions man kayo for the next meeting, mako-cover namin agad kasi next meeting is the last meeting na. So, sad. So, please make sure na yung mga replays, panoorin nyo as early as possible para you can get started right away and you don't have to overthink. Okay, does anybody have questions? Kung wala, we can close this call na. So, thank you everyone.